use their might to spy on the right. A new report from the House Judiciary Committee reveals that under the guise of investigating Jan 6, the feds asked banks to do a search of transactions for indicators of homegrown violent extremists. Problem is, according to Congressman Jim Jordan, the Treasury Department asked the banks to conduct the search using terms like Trump and MAGA. In an effort to track gun purchases, they also asked the banks to query terms like like Bass Pro Shops and Dick's Sporting Goods. So in other words, if you so much as bought a jockstrap at Dick's, then you could have ended up on a federal target list of domestic violent extremists. Luckily, I knit my own. Takes 2 balls of yarn. But domestic violent extremists, that's quite a mouthful, right? Why don't we just shorten it to what the feds really mean? Republicans. Now, of course, they're using Jan 6 to justify all of this. They use it to justify everything. They're trying to cram more under that umbrella than Chris Christie at a nude beach. Why? Seriously, I don't think anyone's gotten more out of a single date than since Meghan went home with Harry. Little British humor. True, Jan 6 has been milked more than the Octomom. There's a callback. But in this case, the excuses are as weak as Joe's urine stream. According to Fox Digital, Treasury's excuse is that the searches were actually begun under the previous administration. Hey, guys, I think you're already in a hole. 2 more shovels full, and Joe and Hunter will be able to talk to their Chinese partners face to face. Because if that's true, if in fact Treasury was using search terms like Trump and MAGA while Trump was still in office, then they were investigating the supporters of the sitting U.S. president. You know, like John Kerry after Botox, that's not an improvement. Now, our president heads the executive branch. Treasury's under that branch. So really, they were conducting an investigation into their own boss. I mean, that's like Kat investigating me. And no, I wasn't licking the sweat off your hair extensions. It gets worse. According to Jordan, Bank of America also gave the FBI a list of folks who made credit card transactions in the D.C. area between Jan 5th and Jan 7th, 2021. And customers who had made any historical purchase of a firearm or had purchased a hotel, Airbnb, or airline travel within a given date range. Note to self, always use cash when participating in an insurrection. And sleep on Shannon Bream's couch. Reportedly, Bank of America did all this without asking for a warrant. And they're still called Bank of America? More like Stank of America, am I right? I came up with that one. Now, luckily, I don't use that bank. I have this Nigerian prince who handles all my money. His name's Charles Payne. Meanwhile, B of A is doing warrantless searches on behalf of the feds on search terms that are so broad they are by definition going to turn up more innocents than targets. This is supposed to be a valid use of the nation's investigative resources, just months after our cities practically burned to the ground during the 2020 summer of brotherly love. If only they wore red hats, we'd be calling that a civil war. In response to these allegations of helping the FBI, B of A claims they were acting on instructions from Treasury. Now, is it me, or is this entire affair starting to sound as circular as a Fruit Loop? Old school lawmen call this self-supporting investigation a self-licking ice cream cone, which is also the Secret Service code name for Joe Biden. But another term for it could be unethical or perhaps even illegal. It would be like if Trump asked Planned Parenthood for all the records on women who had abortions or people who bought electric cars or people with IQs under 70. Because, in fact, when FBI Supervisor Steve Jensen saw this info, he reportedly ordered it purged from FBI systems because the leads lacked allegations of federal criminal conduct. That might be the understatement of the year, right behind The View induces vomiting. So let's ask the FBI a question. You guys were investigating anyone who had a previous gun purchase and who traveled to D.C. before the inauguration. So did the name Hunter ever come up? Now, I should clarify, I mean the name Hunter and not the noun Hunter, or else you'd happily arrest this guy instead. Yeah, that's Donald Trump Jr. on the right. So according to Fox Digital, the FBI has declined comment,